On this episode of Real Estate on the Rocks, I'm going to tell you why you should stop setting goals immediately.
Welcome to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. Here's your host, Dave Snowberger.
And welcome back to Real Estate on the Rocks, where you get top shelf real estate conversations served straight up, never watered down. We've got in the studio today, as always, Marshall Tucker.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, good morning, Marshall. Good morning. And the butcher himself, the new guy, James, the butcher.
What's going on? I need like the DJ. Chop, 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 chop.
No, you
Well,
don't.
ones and twos.
No, you don't.
You brought it back old school with
I
the
didn't
old
say ones
school
and twos.
intro.
It was right on my. It was right on my tongue. But yeah, I wasn't going old school today. Feeling a little nostalgic. Anyway, so we're gonna hop right to it today, and in the title right there, I said why we're gonna stop setting goals immediately, right? And everybody's probably ears
Dave,
perked
you're
up
in
like,
luck. I haven't said any.
I've noticed in your numbers, Marshall, that you're not setting goals this year. No, what I was going to say is that I see a lot of people sitting down and doing goal session planning, and back, when the year was ending, and started pretty much back in like October, November, December. People were doing the rush into the goal setting clinics or whatever else, and blah blah blah. And they've got their 1, 3, 5s all mixed out, and they foresee what they got to do for the future, right? Well, that's so far off. And our audience, as a lot of people know, they're returning to the business or they're new to the business, and they're more inquisitive of really how to get started in the business, right?
Yeah.
And they've got these 1-year goals. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to have 2-year goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals.
Yeah.
Of course you can have those in the back of your head. You can write them down. I'm not telling you really to stop. It was just more of a clickbait type of mention there, right? And so what I'm having people, trying to have people focus on, especially the people immediately around me in my team, in my group, and some of our mentors or mentees, I guess they're called, over at
You love that word, right?
for EXP.
Mentees.
Yeah, mentee, that word drives me up the wall. Anyway, I have no idea why. There's just something, I don't know, like manatee. I don't know. It's something,
I think it's something.
Houses.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's just one of those words that bugs me, mentees. But what we're doing is having them really focus on 90 days. Stop worrying about a year out. Stop worrying about 2 years out. But let's get very clear about 90 days.
So would you say for that 90 days, how would you build that? Would you say like your aspirational 100 and then chop that down to 90? Or how would you build 90?
Well, I was going to go through that. That's what the podcast is about. But I mean, if you just want me to get to the point, we could just end this and play out the outro. I can do that.
Let's go for it. I'm just kidding.
We're calling this the new 4-minute podcast.
And I'm out.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, really, you just have to be clear about what you want, right? And so you have to be specific about your goals. But here's the biggest thing. All right, I'm always the bad guy because nobody ever wants to be the bad guy in a lot of the stuff. And this is going on in society right now. Nobody wants to be the bad guy, right? And I'm here to tell you, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be the bad guy. And if you lose respect for me over this, I'm sorry. Thanks for giving me a chance.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week. I'm out. is nothing comes easy.
Yeah.
Everything is hard work, right? There's no such thing as getting into the real estate business and getting into the real estate space and things just clicking for you and happening for you. And most of the people that are saying really how easy it is or whatever else, and those are a lot of people that are trying to sell you something also. But I believe that, being in the entrepreneur space, and everybody these days is an entrepreneur, I think a lot of people are full of what. And
I think most people are entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and really, you can fake it till you make it.
I was just about to say that.
Is a big thing in this business, and there's way too many people faking it.
Yeah.
There's way too many people trying to that had a little bit of success within 6 months to a year and turning around and who knows how they gauge success, right? 3 deals, maybe one of them was a $1 million deal. So that's a $30,000 commission, right? So you're living large and now you've got this big system, but they're such an entrepreneur. They don't want to build a scalable, repeatable business. What they want to do is now they want to be a coach.
Yeah.
Now they want to hire an assistant. Now they need a contract to close person. Now they need all these things. They're too big for their britches. They let their egos get the best of them. And as entrepreneur, it's a very ego-driven title, right? Entrepreneur is. Because I wouldn't say that's a job profession, is it? That's not a profession, entrepreneur. I mean, it's really just an entrepreneurial
Way of
spirit,
thinking.
of the business you're going to build, and that business you build every day and work in. That's really your career. There's a lot of spaces out there that, we look at overnight successes, right? So everybody looks at Gary Vaynerchuk, and Gary Vaynerchuk makes it look really easy, right?
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk ate shit for 10 years and nobody knew who he was.
He did it for a long time.
He ate shit for a long time and nobody knew who he was. Grant Cardone sold cars and whatever else, and I mean, he Ed Milet, I mean, all these guys. Tony Robbins used to be a janitor.
Yeah.
And they've put in the time before they made the dime. You like that? Oh, god dang. And so they put in the time. And here's the thing about the real estate business is that everybody wants immediate success and they're not willing to work for it. Right. And so they set these outlandish goals that are, a year out, 2 years out, 5 years out, and then they never achieve them. And I'm not speaking to the people who have, because they're definitely, we always go with the exceptions and the rules, right? So there's definitely the exception where people have made it at a high level. I'm sure there's certain markets in America that are more than likely more advantageous to sell real estate in versus somewhere like Austin, Texas, right? So Austin, Texas is a hard market to work in. Anybody that's killing it here can't just tell me that they got into it killing it. More than likely they invested a lot of time before they started killing it.
And money.
Right?
Incremental.
And money.
Yeah.
And so, I'm trying to get everybody to be realistic in their business, and let's just shrink it down to the 90 days. Worry about it in quarters. Break it down into 4 quarters, 90 days a pop. What can you do for those 90 days so you can get off the roller coaster of emotions that is known as the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs?
Yeah.
Being rich, being poor. Try to keep your ego in check. It's taken me a long time to put my ego in check. That it's like, oh God, look at me, I'm doing great. I sold $15 million worth of real estate. I need to go teach everybody my system, and I need to watch everything on the internet that tells me to go, do a 90-day gratitude challenge and give everything away that I've ever learned. Somehow that's going to benefit me by putting money in my pocket, by giving every system that I've come up with and I worked hard for, is just giving it away. James buys into this shit, by the way.
Dave just sold a $5 million house. Here comes the coaching moment.
Yeah.
This is how you do it, Marshall.
It was $4.5 million, and I got their $4.5 million listing too. But I digress.
The contract's the same.
The contract's the same. You wrote 2 $70,000 deals within a month, and I'm just kind of like scratching my head. Like, wouldn't your time be better served? Going out looking up for clients at 300,000, but then it's just like, what an asshole mindset that is. It's like you're still writing deals. I mean, you got like 10 of them this month, but you got high dollar ones and you got $70,000 ones, right?
A $70,000 client is very appreciative, and they tell everybody. So it's been working out good.
Right. They know they're a $70,000 client.
They know. Yeah. And I timed it out so that I leveraged my time, most efficiently. I was already over there for other appointments, and just had had her run the checks up there into Colleen.
And you're pretty smart about that kind of stuff, of not wasting all your time or investing a lot of time in this. I mean,
yeah.
I calculated I'm still making money on this deal.
Yeah. One of my coaching clients ran out the door the other day and showed a house, and I read the texts back and forth that they gave me because they didn't show up to the house. And so basically that person used them just to go over there to see what direction the house faced. Right.
Wow.
And so that called for a coaching moment, which we had this morning before the podcast. And we had talked about, my gosh, you've got to get better at conversations and qualifying people, and really, you sometimes you don't have to take the hard stance of asking them if they're qualified or whatever else, but really, what's your motivation? If we were to go see this today, are you ready to put in an offer today? Oh, no. I just want to see what direction it is. Okay.
Just
well,
beginning.
I can do that without driving across town in traffic. I can do that for you, and more than likely you could have done it also. You know why? Because you got Google at your fingertips.
That's right.
You've got a computer in your hand, more than likely, that you're texting me on, which is an iPhone or some sort of, what do you use?
Android. The best.
They still make those?
Anyway,
The iPhone hasn't turned your battery back yet?
I'm kind of doing one of that. What I love to do best is just kind of rant on.
I think a lot of people don't master the qualifying questions. I know I've struggled with it. I've had done it really well on some and then just botched others. Seems like it's like, I mean, as obviously as you continue in the business, it gets better and it just flows naturally.
Yeah.
You just build all those things. But I think a lot of people struggle with asking the right questions and then not forgetting something or just make sure you hit all those questions to make sure that they're.
I think over time, okay, I'll try to build that statement because we're going off to the left. I just kind of build that statement back into setting goals. But one of the goals I would set right there is to have better conversations, to ask better qualifying questions. Yeah. Because the thing is the most valuable thing that we have in our lives is time, right? And if it takes you 2 to 3 hours to go across traffic, to go across town, sit in traffic, and then go over there, wait on the person that's inconsiderate and was using that agent in the first place, just to get a question out, say what direction does the house face because they're sitting at work and we're too lazy to go drive over themselves or check Google, like that agent has to have better conversations. Yeah. And I realize when you're a newer agent like this fella is, it's like, you'll go take, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take
for a while.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So that's a shot. Like someone wants to see a house. They got me over there, but I didn't ask the right questions and see through what he was trying to do. I didn't see their motivation, right? And so I guarantee you that won't ever happen again because that was a painful moment. That person, that agent had somewhere to go that night. That person that had them go over made them late. The buyer had them late to something because
some of the greatest lessons I've ever learned was wasting my time.
Right. And that's one thing that we can't get back. So, let's break it down real quick. Like the 90-day goals. We run in 90-day goals right now. And so we know that our minimum is what we want to sell a year is 100 homes, right? So let's break it down into 4 quarters. How many homes is that in a quarter?
25.
Thank you. And so 25 homes in a quarter, what do we have to do that? Right. And so we're a team of 5. Right. And so that should be relatively easy to do. However, we've got one agent that's rather new and we've got one agent that seems to be preoccupied with something else at this time that isn't doing a lot of what they need to be doing, to meet those goals. So it's left down to really 2 of us that have to pull that weight and do that many, deals a month to keep us on track. And then we had planned on like January, February, March. If we don't hit our goal, we shot for it pretty well. We're pretty close to probably 25 already. And it's February, right? We're somewhere around there. We're a few away.
I try not to count.
Yeah.
Keep my head down.
I count because
keep my head down and go.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I have to count because I have to know if I'm going to keep the lights on or not and keep this podcast going or not. But, I forgot where I was, but, break it down in the 90-day cycle. So what do you have to do specifically in the 90 days? So January, I would spend most of my time 10Xing my lead generation, right? And so I would call my center of influence, my sphere of influence. I'd call 5 of those people a day and then drop that bug in their ear that, I'm the person to go to is build that top of mind awareness that, you need to use me this summer. If anybody knows moving, you hear the word real estate, think of me, and then my number, right? Obviously we're talking on the phone or we're texting, if you're more comfortable doing a text thing, I get it, do that. If you don't get to them anywhere, send them an email, send them something funny, send them a card through send out cards. No, that's not send out cards. What is it? Banner season. Send them a video text. Yeah. And the video text works for me. I'm crushing the video text right now. I absolutely love video text.
Video's working and crushing
everything. It's so uncomfortable to sit there and shoot the video real quick. Like, hey, my name's Dave Snowberger. I'm a realtor, blah, 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 blah.
Just don't rewatch it.
No, I don't. No, I don't even now.
Just send it.
Even if I screw up a little bit, it's a little bit more human and I send it and I always get a reply. Like even the other day, I sent it to some big burly guy that runs a bulldozer company, right? And his email's like
Dozer Dan.
Yeah, Dozer Dan or something like that, nice. Right? And so I send it over to him and he writes back and he's like, not interested in buying anymore. And I'm like, I probably wasn't cute enough for him, He was probably anticipating, like a lady to call him or something, just like he wasn't one to work with equally probably as burly as a guy. And so I thought that was pretty funny. But he got back to me, right? And so now he's self-eliminated from the search. I don't have to pursue him anymore. Mm-hmm. He's told me that. However, I left the door open like, dude, if that changes, just let me know. You have my number. And more than likely, in a few months, I'll follow up with you. So I've already set the stage about follow-up. Yeah. So they're not surprised when I follow up again. Yeah. And the follow-up will be a what? Video text where I'll say, hey, Dozer Dan, it's Dave again over here. Snowberger Realty Group. Just checking in with you, man. You still against the whole thing about buying a house? I know that you're paying $2,200 a month in rent. You're making your landlord rich over there. Let's put you in a better position to buy a home. Boom, call me. Yeah. Boom. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Mm-hmm. If they'll watch it. Yeah. they'll watch the whole thing, and I'll at least gain mind share in their heads and a little bit of top of mind awareness, you know? And I've had that before where people write back, say, I'm not buying right now, but I got a guy at work that's coming to town. Will you work with him? Yeah. You know, I've got the guy, the general manager at Nissan. He's done that to me twice.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you know, it's like, I'm not going to sell after all. However, you know, I've got a new used car manager coming in from Florida. Can you hook him up?
Yeah.
You know, can you get him he wants to buy a house immediately. And I'm like,
well,
yeah.
A little busy. Got
I guess I can help. Yeah. Anyway, man, so be specific and clear on your goals. Set some goals, set them only 90 days. Forget the year out stuff, forget the 2-year stuff, forget the 5-year stuff, especially the 5-year stuff. You know what changes in 5 years?
Everything.
5 years ago where I thought I'd be in real estate, you know, I'd be sitting in my ivory tower.
That's last month.
Almost like everybody,
last month where I was.
Like everybody's 5 year. I'll have this giant team. I won't be working much. I'll have all this money and cars and
sitting in like silk like pajamas with tacos all over them. You know, just you know, with my herd of golden doodles. You know, my hypoallergenic dogs. You know, just walking out to my Bugatti. You know, and just kind of. Just doing stupid stuff, you know, like
taco in the pocket,
bowling in my bowling alley with like Gary Vee and you know Ed Milet and Tony Robbins hanging out at my house because I'm so motivational that I've just been picked up. That was my 5-year plan. I'm here. It's not happening. So I think that it's better served when you do the shorter, you know, 90-day cycles. Marshall, what do you got on that?
And that's when you get paychecks. So if you have a 5-year or a year plan out, you're going to be broke and gone before you get there. So I always come in with a daily goal of trying to get something under contract because I know how long it is to go without eating.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if I harped on this or not, but what it takes in this business is like I said, that hard work. I did bring this up earlier, but you know, nothing is going to just happen to us. You know, it's not going to spontaneously, our business is not going to spontaneously combust into just, you know, a quantum leap overnight. You know, we're not going to sell 3 homes one month and the next thing, you know, we're going to come in and sell 90 the next month. It just doesn't happen like that without hard work. It can happen like that, to where you can sell 30 homes in a year. And then if you keep your head down and you stay focused and you're not pissing away all your time trying to be a coach, a life coach, you know, doing all these things, and you're doing everything and your business is very specific and very, very focused, you know, like doing a lot of video. You know, if you're not comfortable with the camera, man, you better get comfortable pretty quick, because that's the way the direction's going to this ball game, right?
I'm gonna see you anyway.
Yeah, all attention is money, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when I say attention is money, what money am I talking about? I'm talking about commissions, right? The end game is always a commission, right? Yeah. We're in this business to make money. You can fool yourself and say that you're a nonprofit organization and that you're here to help people. I'm here to help people. Well, guess what? I'm here to help people too. And if I help enough people at the highest level possible, I meet my goals, right?
Yeah.
And if I have a goal to help 25 people, 25 groups, 25 families, 25 single people, 25 whatever, you know, fair housing people trying to trip me up all the time when I say families. is if I help 25 people, or if my organization helps 25 people every 90 days, we're sitting in a very good position, right?
Yeah.
We've got our admin going to Disney World this year.
Awesome.
She can afford to go to Disney World with her kids. Flights booked. Like she texts me all worrying about it. You know, just kind of like, oh, should I? I'm like, yeah, you should. Yeah. You should. You should strive. You should mark the money. It'll make you work harder and make you help us supporting in our goals, which are the ones that bring in the money. Mm-hmm. You know, and just it'll help us. You know, and so yeah, she booked it.
She's raising her thermostat.
I'm going back May. I'm going back to Disney in May.
Wait until my kids are older.
You should. My sister's a little bit disappointed that one of her kids doesn't remember like Legoland or Disney California. Like she's, one of her kids is 15 now and is just kind of like, can we go to Disney? She's like, you've been.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't remember.
I took the kids to Ripley's Believe It or Not, the Wax Museum, you know, all that good stuff when they were younger. They don't remember a lick of it.
Nope.
Nah, I think we waited the right time with Morgan. This is going to be like her 5th time and within like 2 years to go. Maybe 2.5 years.
They'll start giving her a job.
We just found ways to do it cheap. It's not like we're spoiled or anything, blah, blah, blah. We just found ways to do it cheap.
They'll start giving her a job when she gets there. Get to work.
Well, she's already a princess, so
oh,
just go right into it, right? So anyway, and in those 90 days, like once you go back and you have your plan and you start having some success, now I've talked about this before, and I'm going to speak about this like and just be transparent. This is exactly what I did, right? So as I had some success, I wanted to start a team. I started a team. It failed miserably because I didn't know what it took to start a team. I just thought starting a team was getting a bunch of people to come and do work and whatever else, and go sell things, and I'm going to take half your money, right, and spend it on this. And
It's true. That's how it started.
it's not true. Marshall wasn't even the first person on the team. He likes to think he was, but he was not. But the team,
First one on the team that was the successful team.
the team, yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't until Marshall till I realized that he was a good person to have on your side, and he was willing to do the things that I was willing to do to make it work together. And we worked as an actual team instead of me just trying to have a business to where, it's like, I'm going to work my leads, you go work your leads, and then bring me half your money.
People working together and a team are two vastly different things.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. And K-Dub had a great model for that. They actually taught me a little bit better how to do this. And once I got with Keller, back then, they showed me and then I read some books. Obviously the Millionaire Real Estate Agent is a good book, and how to scale a team, and we followed it, and we failed at it a couple times.
Threw it at me a few times.
It's like,
It ain't working.
seriously, at his
Here
head.
comes the red book.
Right at your face. So,
Let that sink in.
yeah. So, and we failed. And here was part two of this is, so we started having a little bit of success. And I mean, at one point we had 7 people on the team. And it was like all in one office at Keller Williams. And it was just jam packed. We couldn't get any more space.
It was hot, really hot in there.
Oh, it was hot, because you had 7 computer screens going. I had 3 myself, and just kind of so you have all the electronics in there, just making the room boiling, and it just didn't work. We needed more space, and then I realized it's like running a brokerage more likely I think of now, and running a team is almost like running an adult daycare. Yeah, if you're like, I always think like this is like the team model. If you have a team of baby birds, you're screwed, right? If you have a team of people that are just sitting in there all the time, like, feed me leads, it's never going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, as a team leader, put in so much work to drive or pay so much money into one of the big lead generation CRMs like Boomtown or Sync or, KV Core or something like that, Chime. You're going to have to sink so much money into that to keep all the leads going. Right. And then if you're not on the right splits, you're kind of screwed there too. Like I've seen the team models like, oh, my splits, like after we cap, they have a 70-30 cap at KW, after we cap, it's a 90-10, and I'm like, you're paying $3,000, $3,500 a month for Zillow leads and Boomtown, and then you're only getting 10% of that agent's transactions.
That's crazy.
What's the point of that?
That's exactly what I said. You know who you are out there too. But
We're not going to say any names. Linda.
So dumb.
I think they were close name, but she just left Kato. Anyway, so you have to really kind of work as an actual team. So I got off track. I'm sorry. So building this whole thing, after you have a little bit of success, keep your head down. Have success for at least 2 years before you really try anything to scale. Right? Yeah. Keep it going. If you need to unload, which I would recommend right off the bat, unloading your transaction coordinating. Get that off your plate. Get the contracts off your plate. There's zero value for you to sit at home and do that stuff. There's zero value for you to sit there and invest 12 to 18 hours in every contract you have just to save $300-400. It's not worth it, because in that 12 to 18 hours, you're prospecting more, you're meeting more people, you're getting more people to know, like, and trust you. You're doing more deals, right? Yeah. And if I had 2 contracts a month, say that's 24 hours, that's a full day I could have been prospecting. You know what I can do in a full day of prospecting? A
lot more deals.
I can at least bring one more to the table. And my average commission, my average commission's $9,000 in my world. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but the average is 9. And if I could do one more deal for 12 every month for 12 months by investing that time that I would have just been stingy with the paperwork and done it myself. I unloaded paperwork pretty quick in my business. I couldn't tell you how to do, when I was with KW, I couldn't tell you how to do a green sheet. I couldn't tell you how to do any of that stuff. I did it once.
I loved when people walk by. How do you do this stuff? And you're like, deer in headlights. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they
I have
come in
no
to me
idea.
like, dude, what do I put here in this box? And I was like, dude, I've never even seen that page. Like I unloaded
As soon as someone
contracts.
would come to you and start asking you, I would be cracking up.
Yeah, well, in my other businesses, back when I was in the bar business, I didn't do the accounting for it. I paid somebody to do that stuff. That's numbers I don't want to jack with, right?
Yeah.
Had a CPA that did that. Had an attorney that handled all that stuff, and just kind of like I don't touch that stuff. And it's the same thing here. It's like I'm not good at paperwork. That's not the highest best use of my time.
Yeah,
Unload that off your plate. What the highest best use of my time is? Prospecting, going on appointments, leveraging contacts, getting in touch with my sphere, social media, blasting it out there that I'm a real estate agent and you should buy or sell with me and my group. So that's the highest best use of your time. So unload the paperwork real quick. Once you have the momentum going, don't stop. We all go through burnout. We all go through the shenanigans of, oh, I'm overworked. My spouse doesn't understand. I need to spend more time with my kids.
He's looking
like
at
you
me.
just said right now. He's looking at me. You feel me? You feel me? It's like I said right now. Like you just said. Like they won't remember Disney. Well, they won't remember you weren't home either.
Oh, they remember that. They remember that.
They won't remember you didn't get home until 6 o'clock at night. But you've gotten really good about managing your time.
It's pushing the boulder up the hill, and if you stop, if you let go, it's just going to roll right back down, and you're going to have to start over. So don't let it roll.
Yeah, the ebbs and flows absolutely suck. Pace yourself. That's the thing is that remember when you put yourself in the whole game of like lead generation, which is a game.
Yeah.
Just how good at it are you? It's a game. So you go out and you do it at a high level starting this first quarter. We were amazed how many deals we have going into February. In my opinion, this morning, up at 4, reading things again.
So you got to.
And I'm just kind of like, dude, what are we doing in February? Like we have all this stuff under contract. Do we take our foot off the gas again? Are we gonna have a crappy February? It's already, middle of February. And I'm just kind of like, well, wait a minute. I've got a $4 million buyer on the hook. I've got a listing for $4 million. Like I've got all these things going on. I've got
pipeline.
Just bought a flip house. More than likely going to be doing that. So I'll have to do that. I've got another one that I'm running point on somebody else's flip from Ohio. That doesn't know what they're doing, and it's really a rental house he had for 25 years. He's like, I need you to sell it, but I don't know anybody there. Can you run the whole thing for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I'll do that one. Then we got another flip coming, and it's just like, okay, now I'm back in the flipping game, and now I've got somebody that I'm coaching on wholesaling, right? I don't know how to wholesale houses, but they want to know. They want to know about it. They want to cut me in. They want to go do all the hard work and cut me in. I'll go find out real quick. I know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna brainstorm with them. We've got some things going on with TV. We got a lot of things going on right now, and I was thinking just in this moment this morning that I didn't have anything going on.
Well, every day we wake up broke. Every day we wake up for a new deal.
Every day we wake up unemployed.
That's right.
Yep, we got to go find a deal.
Just posted the other day talking
Just closed
about
one in
that.
Corpus Christi. Came back up. I went to Corpus Christi on Sunday and Monday.
I saw that.
Drove back up. All the barbecue places were closed.
Dang.
I found a dog.
Sad day.
I found a dog in the middle of the road that I thought was a deer. It ended up being a
Dead?
dog. No.
Oh, well,
I pulled
Did
over.
you adopt it?
I picked it up and I took it to the pound.
Oh, okay.
It was really gamey.
Gross. I took it into the wherever I was, Beeville. It's a small town outside of Corpus Christi, between here and Corpus.
Yeah.
Took it into the animal shelter, and then they posted on social media. We shared it. I joined a bunch of small town over there, little groups, and somebody
They
came
yelled
forward.
at you to put it in the right format, and you needed your name, your blood type, and
They did not. It's a little bit different
hair
ball game.
sample.
Marshall found some dogs also. We're way off track here, by the way, but Marshall found some dogs also. It was a
Side note.
bulldog, which is about a $2,500 dog, and a blue heeler, which is probably about a $700 dog. And he found 2 of them, so I put it on a group I was in, and I got yelled at for not, answering all these questions with it. And I just flat out said, I was like, right under her comment of her telling me what to do, I was like, I'm not going to do any of that. I was like, the owners will know if it's their dogs or not.
I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah, then I started getting inbox stuff. It's like, you don't have to be rude. And I'm like, I'm not being rude. I'm just not going to do any of that stuff.
No.
I mean, I'm a busy guy. I'm not going to sit here and,
I posted the pictures of the dogs.
yeah,
That should
I'm
be plenty.
trying to help. That should be it, right? So anyway. Okay, if we got anybody listening left.
I'm a cat lover. Click.
90 days. Be specific, be clear, set actionable goals that are scalable, goals that are obtainable, right? Set down that you're going to, if you're new in this business and you're struggling a little bit, and you've sold one home and you're working off that commission, if you've got $10,000 left in the bank, or if you got $1,000 left in the bank, or if you got $100 left in the bank, the easiest thing for you to do is go out and meet people, right? Text your family, text your friends, text everybody and let them know you're in real estate, right? Learn how to run a Facebook ad. Now I do encourage fake it till you make it on some things. I don't encourage fake that you're Gary V, fake that you're Ed Milet, fake that you're Dave. No, I'm just kidding. So dumb. Fake that you're some superstar celebrity, influencer in the real estate world. Stop that shit, But go out there and fake that you are a fantastic agent, and that people, when they think about real estate, need to think about you.
Yeah.
How do you get mind share in their head? And it's about action. It's about doing more. It's about leveraging social media for your benefit, right? So, there is such a thing of over posting on Facebook. But for a while, you might want to go in there and overdo it. Let the people that aren't ever going to use you for real estate, the people you're going to annoy, let them self-eliminate from your social media platforms. If they don't want to, they'll ghost you.
Yeah.
They'll stop. They'll snooze you for 30 days.
Yeah.
They'll unfriend you. They'll get rid of you. One of my favorite things these days is when I go and I get one of these memories from like 2-3 years ago. It's just kind of like, maybe it's a real estate post or something. And I go and I look at it. I always scroll down to the bottom to see who I'm still friends with. And
we got that social fixer that we can jump on and just
I
scroll
had
down.
that. It doesn't work on my platform anymore.
Oh, still on mine.
Oh, does it? And so, yeah, you can usually see who eliminates you pretty quick. And I'm okay with it. My feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah.
If you don't want to see the real estate stuff all the time, I get it. I've limited the stuff now, and I try to get everybody to chill on that stuff. But when you're new, you need to saturate the airwaves with everything you can. You're not going to sell homes off Instagram. All you people out there saying you're knocking down 10 deals a year off of Instagram, good for you. I'm glad you've proved me wrong. But the majority of the people aren't selling homes off of Instagram, and you're definitely not selling homes by dancing around like an idiot on TikTok. You're definitely not. TikTok, though, is valuable. I like TikTok.
If you've got a lead from TikTok, from what you're doing, please message us. I want to know how you got that lead.
If it was dancing like an idiot or dancing in
and what video?
What song was it to?
How many stalkers did you sell a house to?
Right.
That'd be fun to see.
So yeah, I mean, if you're a dude wearing yoga pants, or you're a chick wearing yoga pants, and a bunch of people reach out to you, there's probably a reason why, and it might not be for real estate. But I'm not convinced. I think TikTok's cool. I think it's good for brand awareness. There's some really cool videos on there, and I scoured it. I searched every keyword in there: realtor, real estate agent, Keller Williams, Century 21, Remax, Long and
EXP.
Foster, like everybody, EXP.
Yep.
Saving for the best for last.
EXP.
EXP Realty. Anyway, so saving the best for last there. I scoured it all, and I watched hundreds of videos over the weekend. And I mean, like my time was gone. Like I think I started one morning at like 10:30 in the morning, and next thing you know, it was almost 1. I was like, what the hell?
Dancing around the house.
Yeah, I've been. Well, I shot 2 videos, and they're both goofy, but I put them out there. They're cool, and they're not going to get me any business. And they're for Wilco Eats. I mean, I'm more doing Wilco Eats with TikTok right now. I'm not confident enough to take it into my real estate business yet. You know, and I definitely won't be dancing around.
You say that.
I mean that.
You also said you wouldn't join TikTok.
Have you ever seen Marshall dance
But
for
here's
dollars?
the thing: is that I didn't know.
You might actually do one day.
I've had TikTok since it was Musical.ly.
Yeah, that's how I downloaded it.
So I've had TikTok for like 3 years. And I've had TikTok because Gary Vee called it back when I was such a big Gary Vee fan. He called it out that, watch this app. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
I think he also said the same thing about Marco Polo, though. And there's a few more apps that bombed, obviously.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing is like you can't always pick the winners.
Yeah.
He's
just following what's the latest thing, what's going, and
what he
and then how to
sees,
use
what
it.
is trendworthy, and whatever else. But yeah, I mean, TikTok is really cool, and
Just got to figure out how to utilize it to the max.
yeah, it's really just about brand awareness type stuff. You know, I mean, you set the right hashtags and you're doing something compelling, people will watch it and people will give you a like. I notice myself, if someone made a compelling video or a heart-touching video or something cool, I always like it. And I mean, that's not the same thing on Facebook. You know, I scroll through Facebook and I never touch anybody's likes, and I get people ask me all the time, like, you know, one of our close friends, like, how come you never say anything on my Facebook? How come you never like my stuff? And I'm like, are you
Well, the
kidding me?
algorithm, you never show up on my feed.
No, she always shows up in my feed, but you also train people what to look at. You know, like I know when I'm scrolling through that I see specific posts. There's one guy right now in San Antonio. I'll call his name out. I think it's Robert Scutliff or something like that. But he's with EXP. The dude, every post he's got is so just positive. You know, it's just positive. And he's doing his best to recruit with EXP. He's got a great downline of like 25 people.
Nice.
You know, and he's really doing good things. And, you know, he's an investor, it looks like, and he buys property all the time. He's reached out to me before, like, hey dude, you have any cash deals? Let me know. You know, I'm like, cool, but I see his stuff and I know now when it pops up, you know, because it's always in caps and whatever else, that it's him. You know, and I can always guess that it's him. And I've got friends that do cooking stuff. Then I'm like, cool, it's them. And I'm sure it's the same with me. When I post food or whatever else, people know it's Wilco Eats.
Like, who posted it? Oh, I know.
Yeah. When I post compelling real estate videos, you know, more than likely people know it's me and they watch. I know they watch because I can see how many views I typically get. Whether it's 7 seconds or 1 minute, I don't know. However, you know, it's like I know that people watch the compelling stuff. I know that people don't watch when I try to force content down their throats.
Yeah.
So I want to do a whole nother show. I mean, it'll be a thing coming up of really kind of like what we all consider, you know, just kind of compelling versus just cramming stuff down people's throats to make them consume it and to teach them to tune you out. That was one of the most dangerous lines you can walk, because once they tune you out, it's really hard to get them back. Yeah. Right. And so I know people have tuned me out in the past, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. Right. It's a numbers game. 4,900 people on my Facebook page. I don't know, but maybe 20% of them, more than 20%, 25%.
Sorry, I zoned out. What?
Oh, too funny.
I tuned them out.
That's not funny. That's not funny. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here today. Marshall's annoyed the shit out of me. All right, man. Remember, discipline is what takes over when motivation runs out. So be disciplined. 90 days. Set your goals. Attack your goals for 90 days. Once you have some success, don't go be a coach. Don't try to be a coach. There's 1.6 million realtors in America, and it seems like there's 1.7 million coaches in America. Like, this is ridiculous with the coaching scene and everything else. You don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to teach social media. You don't need to try to sell leads. You don't need to try to do all these things. If you got into real estate to be an agent, be an agent. Give it a few years. Have some massive success first before you bite off something else. Have something sustainable in place that now you can go in and really kind of build that other side of your business. I'm not telling you not to build your empire. I'm asking you just to be smart about it. That's it. And so I wish I would have been a lot smarter getting into this. I'd probably be about 3 to 4 years ahead of where we are now. I like where we are now, but we would have been a lot further if I was a little bit more disciplined and a little bit, I knew to not try to do these 5-year goals. And here's the problem also real quick with 1 year, 2 year, 5-year-old goals. Everybody waits till the last minute to hit their goals.
True.
When you have 90 days, you can see the days counting pretty quick. We've got a countdown clock, you know, we haven't set it up this year, but you know, we have the 90 days on there and we could see, oh, damn, we're down 7 deals and we've got 28 days left. Like, what are we going to do?
Kick that can down a little bit further.
Oh my God. Yes. If James was your team leader, yes, that would be your answer. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of the studio today. We appreciate you listening. Do not forget to smash that like button, leave a comment, and share it with somebody out there that you care about that wants to succeed in this business. Well, we've got Magic Mike over at 88000. Thanks for listening to Real Estate on the Rocks, and I'm going to get out of here.
I'm out.